We've got some freshly hatched chicks. They are tucked away, cozy, underneath this Chickcozy brooder plate. And I wanted to share with you some things that I have learned about this Chickcozy brooder plate because I think that it's really gonna benefit you. So with these brooder plates, this piece does get very hot. It's hot to the touch, but the chicks don't need to touch that in order to stay warm. They can just huddle underneath the brooder plate and the heat like transfers down to them. It's an ambient heat. They work similarly to those ceramic bulbs that you use in like reptile enclosures, okay? The birds don't have to touch the heat plate to get warm from them. The warmth from the heat plate radiates down to the chicks. So these Chickcozy brooder plates have three like preset settings. So for these day-old chicks, I'm starting on the lower setting, which looks like it's working out perfectly. Do you see the way that they can stand up and sort of hover underneath the heat plate like that? That's perfect. And really, if they wanted to, they could lay down under there too, and they would still actually be getting the heat from the heat plate because it's transferring down. I personally usually use the Rent-A-Coop heat plates. They're my favorite. I have used the Brinty heat plates, and I like the way that they heat. I don't like the way that you have to twist the legs to adjust them, and I think they're too small. So up until this point, the Rent-A-Coops have been my favorite heat plates. I really love the size of these Chickcozy brooder plates. They're big. You can actually fit 20 chicks underneath there. But what's different about this Chickcozy heater plate is this little dial right here for you to be able to adjust the temperature settings. And it's really important that we talk about this, because we all know and understand that the rule of thumb is that your chicks need the ability to maintain 99.5 degrees for at least the first week of life. But here's the thing, and here's why I prefer, one of the reasons why I prefer brooder plates to heat lamps, okay? Think of it like this, that chicks, when they're hatched by broody hens, they're not underneath that hen every moment of the day, right? They're under that hen at night, they're under that hen when they need to get warm, but also throughout the day, they're in the coop pecking around and learning to eat and like dust bathe. Like, they don't need to maintain that 99.5 temperature like 24/7 all the time, but they do need the opportunity to come up to that temperature when they need to warm themselves. Now, recently I've been getting some slack on social media from people suggesting that shipped chicks are different and that shipped chicks need to be able to maintain 99.5 degrees all the time, and that if they leave that brooder plates aren't as effective for shipped chicks because they have to leave the plate, they have to leave the warmth to eat and drink. I can't speak on that personally. I cannot even remember the last time that I have had chicks shipped to me. It was probably years ago. So full disclosure, I am working with chicks that I've hatched out of my own incubators, right? And personally, my personal opinion is that shipped chicks are weaker to begin with because that shipping process is stressful. Okay, so anyways, with the lesson about the 99.5, and that's just for like the first week of life, it decreases by 5, the necessity decreases by 5 degrees every week of life that they're alive, but that's like a whole other thing. The reason I'm talking about that now with this Chickcozy is because just because the chicks need the ability to maintain 99.5 degrees of temperature for that first week of life does not mean that this brooder needs to be set to 99.5. This bitch gets hot, y'all. With mine right now, I have it set to 85 degrees, and I did some field tests, okay? I felt this one, and then I came over here to my Rent-A-Coop, which does not let you adjust the temperature. It just sets to what it sets to, and I did a field test, and they feel about the same. Because I'm fancy like that, y'all. Probably, like, the more professional thing to do would be to get a thermometer and put a thermometer underneath each and see which temperature they're reading at, but I need batteries, and we're just working with what we have. I honestly cannot even imagine why, like, this goes up to 150 degrees? Like, why? Please somebody tell me a scenario where you would even need a brooder plate to get that hot. Like, that's like, you could fry an egg on that, y'all. And you can always tell how comfortable chicks are by the way they're acting. Like, do you see how these chicks are kind of like around the edges, just chilling in there, like moving around? they're doing well. In my opinion, this is normal chick behavior. And these are like, I literally just took these babies out of the brooder and put them under the brooder plate. So normally for like the first 24 hours, they're really not out pecking around the brooder anyways. It'll be in the next like 24 to 48 hours that they'll begin to like move away from the brooder and check out food and water and this, that, and the other. And do you see like how this guy right here, like he's just chilling, laying on the ground, not even necessarily huddled up against everybody. They're not super noisy. Like, I think all is well in there. When chicks are uncomfortable, you'll notice that they are really, really loud. And when they're cold, you'll see them like huddled together somewhere. And especially like if you're using a heat lamp and you notice that they're all huddled together, bunched up underneath the heat lamp, chances are something is off with the temperature in there. Another really obvious sign that there's probably something off with the temperature is pasty butt. In my experience, pasty butt seems to be really correlated with inconsistent temperatures in the brooder. Sometimes maybe some like vitamin deficiency stuff, but usually it seems to do with inconsistent temp and like more so like too hot or like fluctuations in temperature in the brooder. Do you know I've never dealt with pasty butt in like a brooded chick, like in a chick who was hatched by hen or coccidia, but I should knock on wood.